Marie Antoinette is famously quoted as saying, "If they have no bread, let them eat cake." However, this miscredited quote actually comes from Jean-Jacques Rousseau's autobiographical book Confessions, in which it is written, "I recalled the makeshift of a great princess who was told that the peasants had no bread, and who replied, 'Let them eat brioche.'" Misquotations are some of the most troublesome mistakes we human beings have made throughout history. Whether an error of Chinese whispers or just sloppy research, our frames of reference are fraught with sentences and expressions that people did not say. The only two certainties in life are death and taxes. Mark Twain. Though used by Twain, this quotation actually comes from Benjamin Franklin, first found in a letter he wrote to Jean-Baptiste Leroy. Some misquotations merely derive from careless rephrasing. In April 1887, John Emmerich Edward Dalberg Acton made this most famous pronouncement: "Power corrupts. Absolute power corrupts absolutely." As they say. What Lord Acton actually wrote in a letter to Mandell Crichton was, "Power tends to corrupt, and absolute power corrupts absolutely." Similar, but not the same. Another similar yet incorrect quote is from Steven Spielberg's 1975 great white shark vehicle, Jaws. Upon a close encounter with the fish, Chief Martin Brody says to his crewmate Sam Quint,
"You're gonna need a bigger boat."
Not, "We're gonna need a bigger boat like you thought." Another movie quote slightly askewed in fact from how you'd like to use it, "If you build it, they will come." Kevin Costner, who plays Ray Kinsella, a novice farmer at best, who hears a mysterious voice say, "If you build it, he will come." He referring to Shoeless Joe Jackson, a baseball player Kinsella's father idolized. And later, spoiler alert, referring to himself. Throw another shrimp on the Barbie, a misquotation of Paul Hogan from an American-Australian Tourist Commission commercial, and an eternal annoyance for Australians. The actual quote was, "I'll slip an extra shrimp on the Barbie for you." Be nice to nerds, you may end up working for them. We all could. Not said by Bill Gates, but rather Charles J. Sykes, the author of 50 Rules Kids Won't Learn in School. Only the dead have seen the end of war. Absolutely no record of Plato ever writing this, but it does appear in George Santayana's 1924 Soliloquies in England. Elementary, my dear Watson, does not feature in any of the Holmes stories written by Doyle, and actually originates from the 1929 film The Return of Sherlock Holmes. "Beam me up, Scotty" was not said in this exact phrasing by any of the Star Trek characters until a 1995 Star Trek audio adaptation of a novel, The Ashes of Eden. I found that to be a real shame. You think I'm being picky? "Houston, we've got a problem" may come from a NASA flick, but on the actual Apollo 13 mission, the astronauts and mission control never said it. After an oxygen tank rupture caused the lunar landing to be aborted, Command Module pilot Jack Swigert stated, "Okay Houston, we've had a problem here," and was then followed by Commander Jim Lovell 15 seconds later, who reiterated, "Houston, we've had a problem." And if that weren't enough, I saved an undeniably culturally wrecked missed opportunity for my final documentation. Upon setting his left boot on the surface of the moon at 2:56 UTC, July 21st, 1969, Neil Armstrong spoke the famous words, "That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind." Having premeditated the words he would use for this moment, he either missed a syllable or suffered an audio glitch, rendering his vocal mark on history a complete mishap. For man and mankind actually mean the same thing in this context. Had Armstrong said "one small step for a man, one giant leap for mankind," his statement would have been much more profound. Poor guy. At least now you know what's really going on. Whoever is careless with the truth in small matters cannot be trusted with important matters. Albert Einstein.